Hello, Shatika. Trying to get my live to come up on my laptop so I can read the chat. That is, if it ever comes on there. Looks like we got Connie, Sheila, Wilson, Kim. I thought I saw Shatika earlier. Maybe she's at the other end. Oh, it was Sheila. I was saying Shatika. How are you folks doing today, ladies and gentlemen? I had to grab me a bite before my live started because I hadn't eaten anything all day. I was getting a little hungry. I've been working on a video to post tomorrow, so I didn't take time to eat. And there's Susan. Hello, Susan. There's MLT. Hello. From the foothills of North Carolina. I'm from the coastline, right around Wilmington, Carolina Beach, Oak Island, Wrightsville Beach, all that area. Little town called Atkinson. Hi, Connie. It's been a hot one today, and you know by the end of the week it's going to be back up in the triple digits here with no rain. So I was out there watering my plants last night with compost tea and fish emulsion, the fish food that I give them, right along with my compost or my compost tea. And that one little watermelon that I picked that was kind of misshaped, it was a ripe watermelon. It made a watermelon. I was so tickled, but it had that bad spot on it, so I threw it away. I didn't try to eat it. But I know that next one, the other big one, is probably pretty close to being picked. I'm not sure exactly how to tell when they're ready to be picked because I've never grown them before. And there's Paula, Cindy. Hello, ladies. Patty C. Welcome. How are y'all doing today? I got 25 watching and 8 thumbs up. And there's Shatika. I thought Shatika was in here. Good afternoon, Shatika. Deborah Willis. Randy's here. Hello, Randy. Welcome. We hardly ever get to see you in chat. Oh no, Susan, you have some bad news and worse news. Oh no. I don't even want to ask what it is, but I know I've got a pretty good feeling. I took Tippy for blood test and they found she has kidney failure, so will not live more than a year. Well, that's a pretty good long time if she's got kidney failure. I mean, I wouldn't expect even a year with kidney failure. And we have Deborah H. in the house. The war is starting any second. Now, don't tell me that, Susan. I have to go learn to give her fluids. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry to hear that, Susan. Watching the Olympics, I haven't had time to turn the TV on. So I don't know what's going on with the Olympics. Some of it I love to watch, like the figure skating, the sleighs, I don't know what they call them, but they go down through these windy paths with the sleigh on the snow. I can't remember what, bobsledding or something. Oh, my nose is running. My allergies. Oh, you got your loan, so doing all kinds of fun stuff. Well, good for you, Susan. See, that's why I keep at least one credit card. And I try to keep the balance at zero. So if I have an emergency, I don't have to worry about going to get a loan. I can just, I can charge it on my card and make monthly installments to pay it off, hopefully. So, to me, it's a better alternative than to getting a loan. I mean, unless the loan is $10, $15, $20,000, then it'd be different. But yeah, Rebecca, I'm sorry to hear about Tippy too. But she's getting up there in age, so you can't expect. No, she's not going to live forever. No one is. We're not going to live forever. One of these days, we're going to be gone. I'm mad at Walmart because I'm sending something to her, but they have it coming to my address instead, so I have to cancel it. Well, that happened to me, Susan. I ordered the flea and tick stuff that you put on the neck of the cat, the medicine that you squirt on there. And I had sent something from Trivia through Amazon. And I neglected to change the sending to address. And it had that person's address. So it sent that flea and tick medication to that person. And they didn't know who it was coming from, and I didn't realize it till the last minute. And she had ended up giving it to her daughter to use on her cats because she didn't have one. And when I notified her and told her what happened, she went and ordered more and had it sent to me. So you have to watch your addresses before you click submit that order. I've learned that the bad way by having it sent to the wrong address, just like that, Susan. I did change it, but it went here instead. Is it something that you could return to Walmart? I don't know what it is you ordered, but if it's something you can return it to Walmart, reorder it, and make sure it goes to the other address. I mean, I don't know if what you ordered, so it's too big. They said when I get the call, I can refuse it and then redo it. Yeah, you can refuse it. Or like I said, if you're not there to refuse it, you could return it for a refund and then reorder and make sure that it goes to the other address. I can't say, but it's heavy. Oh. Yeah, I know that, Susan. I mean, just that little meat slicer, it cost me $7 to mail that to Alaska. And the time I gave away that little brooch, that little angel pin, it went to Canada. It cost me $28 to mail that little bitty pin to Alaska. Not Canada, I mean. To Canada. I mean, the postage is getting crazy. But, prices on everything's going up. Their prices are going up. Gasoline goes up for the delivery charges. So, you just have to be careful with what you send nowadays. And there's Shelley Edwards. Hello. And I had, let's see. Oh, I want to read this quote to you before I go on and look for what I was looking for. The price of success is hard work, dedication to the job at hand, and the determination that whether you win or lose, we have applied the best of ourselves to get the task at hand done. And that is so true. If you give up, you have no chance of accomplishing anything. You have to try. You have to keep trying. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness, Susan. You are so sweet. I can't imagine. But I'm not giving it away. Okay, I got a email from Ann Watson today, and I don't think she's in chat, but she had a request. You know, she's been dealing with a lot of problems from her back surgery and everything that she's been through, neck surgery or whatever it was, her spinal surgery. But I'm going to read the whole message to you because she requested me to ask you for prayer. It says, "Good morning, Linda. I have a neck surgery on August 2nd. I'm asking y'all's request, your request for prayers for me in that live today," meaning this live right now. "I have 3 discs that are messed up from the surgery I had before. That surgeon really messed me up. I'll have problems the rest of my life. Such a terrible situation, but I'll be okay. Thank you, Linda, and I appreciate it greatly." But she's asking everyone in chat, everyone that watches this video, this live video, to please remember her in prayer, especially now, too, but especially on August 2nd when she has that surgery, that everything will go okay with her, that she'll have a speedy, good recovery and no problems. I mean, I think she's dealt with enough with her back injury already. Okay, send me an email, Rebecca. Yeah, I got the note, Susan, but I didn't say anything. You want me to forward that on to Gladys, or can you send it to her? But yeah, if you want my mailing address, send the mailing your email to yeah, I can't remember if I've got her mailing address, her email address or not. But if you'll send me a quick email to hauserlinda49@gmail.com, then I'll send you my mailing address. I can put because I just use this email address for YouTube. This is not my personal email. So I'll go ahead and put it in here because it is in the description anyway. Figured out who's 14 instead of 13. Oh, Wilson went to the Feta market and bought himself a mixer. I hope you make something real good. Oh, Tippy. Tippy's 14, not 13. Uh, my chat keeps jumping all over the place. Yeah, but poor Ann, she's been through so much with her back injury or her back surgery that she's had. And there, I've pinned my email address to the top of the live chat. So if anybody else needs it, it's up there. Yeah, just make sure you send me an email, Rebecca, and I'll, send you back my mailing address. That's because she's had good care, Susan. You've taken care of her real well. My cat was about, I think, 15 when he died, and he had what they call cat leukemia, so there was nothing they could do. I never thought about a cat having leukemia before. Yeah, I'd like to see what he's going to make with his new mixer. Yeah, I mean, to have one spinal surgery is one thing, but to go. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get a cough drop. I was out in the yard yesterday doing stuff, so. And I didn't have a mask on. But anyway, yeah, she's been through so many surgeries. It's one thing to go through one surgery and have a little bit of a problem. But to have as much problems as she's had from that original surgery and now having to go back in and have another surgery, that's pretty bad. So she does need prayer. Yeah, she may be watching this live. I don't know. I haven't seen her name in here yet, though, but she may be watching even if she's not participating. Yeah, well, we need to pray for the family of your friend that passed away yesterday, Brian. And we need to say prayers for Ann starting today. I mean, right on up till she has surgery and after. So the surgery goes well and she has a good recovery. Pray for little Tippy. Randy says her internet's going off and on so much now. Hope everyone has a good night tonight and a great day tomorrow. Bye, y'all, and good night. You have a good night and a good day tomorrow, too, Randy. And I'm glad you could at least come in and say hello to everybody. Wilson, what's some of the first things you're going to make with that new mixer? Oh, pies and cakes? How old was your friend Brian? They probably haven't gotten it yet. I mailed it Friday, I think it was, and they said they should that she should get it by Wednesday because it's got to go all the way to Alaska, y'all. That's a long ways away. But they said they're aiming for Wednesday. It may take longer depending on how the delivery goes, but it's down to be delivered by Wednesday. That colloidal silver is good for a lot of things. And there's Barbara. Hello, Barbara. How's Barbara doing today? Oh, so you got an older mixer, 1959s, and runs very good. Well, good. It's probably a stand mixer that you stand on the counter. I just have a little hand mixer, a little portable hand mixer, because I don't really use a mixer that much, or I haven't. Usually I mix everything with my hand and a spoon. Or either put it in the blenders. Yeah, it seems like the older the products, the better they are because they were made to last. Nowadays, they're not made to last. And there's Larissa. Hey, Larissa, how are you today? Haven't had a chance to email you. I will soon as I can. Nothing important, was going to send you some stuff. I thought it helped with the plants. Found it on Pinterest. Okay, Larissa. I'll be looking for your email. I'm still using my old crock pot. In fact, I've got In fact, I've got it going now. That was my video. I got to still finish my video after the live is over. But it's old. I mean, it was probably, oh, let me see. My crock pot was back in the 60s, the late 60s, I think. And it's got a glass top where every every one of the crock pots I've seen in the stores now, most of them have plastic tops. They don't have a glass top. Mine has a glass top. And I said, I don't care. I'm going to use it till it quits working. I haven't decided, Wilson. I don't know yet. I haven't decided on what prize I'm going to give away Thursday. Oh no, Larissa, I'm so sorry. Your husband had heart failure and you've been with him at the hospital. Well, I hope he does well. And I hope he's able to come home real soon. Where's Gladys? I haven't seen Gladys in our live yet. Oh, Sheila says hers has a glass top. And it's a new one. Well, maybe some of the companies do put glass on their crock pots still. I know a lot of them I've seen in some of the stores have plastic tops, and I didn't like that. Susan said hers has a glass top too. Well, good. There's Gladys. How's Gladys doing today? Well, that's the first time I've ever heard anybody compare their ex-husband or your first husband to your iPad or your pad. Keeps going off and on just like your first husband. And Rebecca says her friend's having a third back surgery. Well, I said earlier that Ann Watson, she sent me a message and said to ask for prayer for her because she's going in for another spinal surgery August 2nd. Now, she's already had one surgery. It caused a ton of problems. Now she's got to go back in for another surgery to do something with it. She said she had 3 bad discs in her neck or her back, her spine. I'm not sure where she said they were located. But it's just bad, because she had that first surgery. They broke her shoulder bone, flipping her over in the surgery. I've never heard of that. Yeah, I was lucky, I built up my bones before I ever went in and had surgery. It was a year after I had my injury before I had surgery, and I took a lot of calcium in that year, building up my bones. So my bones were in pretty good shape when I had surgery. So I did real well. I mean, I still have problems. I'm still limited to what I can do and what I shouldn't do. And my body will tell me, you need to stop, girl. You don't need to do this. But even surgeries can't fix things 100%. You're always going to have some little issue with the surgery later on down the road. And Wilson said his mom had a lot of back surgeries too. Huh. Well, I probably would not have gotten hurt as easy as I did, but my bones had gotten weak because, I've got severe allergies, and I never would drink milk. I would drink skim milk or that powdered milk that I used to have years ago. Mama would mix that up and put chocolate in it, and I would drink that sometimes, but not very much. So over the years, my bones got real weak, and when I got hurt at Walmart as a department manager, I started going to a chiropractor, and we got to talking about one thing and another, and I did it on my own. I decided I was going to start taking calcium because I had done some research on bones, and they said it takes 10 years for your bones to decline, and it takes almost that long to build them back up. So I decided, well, I'm going to start taking calcium. So I started taking heavy doses of calcium every day, and by the time I went in to have my back and neck surgery, I had pretty healthy bones at that point, even though I had an injury already. So I went through it fairly well. Had metal hardware put in her back. Yeah, I know some people do. Well, my surgeon did the old-fashioned way. He took bone from my hip and put it in my neck, and they shave the bone off your hip, and it makes like a powder, and they make like a paste with it, and they put it in there to replace your disc and your vertebrae, because I had crushed vertebrae. And the bone itself would bond together and grow together as bone. And I came out real well with it. My daughter had a pin or screw or whatever put in her neck when they did her surgery a few years ago. But he said he never liked to do that. If he could avoid it, he'd rather replace the tissue with bone and stuff from your own body to let it regrow. Because he said if you're ever in a car accident and you get real bad whiplash and you've got a pin in your neck, it could cause some pretty bad damage. So he said he never uses pins or plates or anything if he can avoid it anywhere. And he used to be a brain surgeon. He used to be one of the best brain surgeons there is out there. And he realized a few years after he started practicing that if you treat the spine, you wouldn't have a you wouldn't have a head problem. You wouldn't have a headache, or you wouldn't have this problem or that problem. So he started, working with the whole body as a surgeon. And he used all his knowledge as in chiropractic care and all the other knowledge and surgeries that he had combined to do his surgeries. So, he avoids any type of foreign objects going into anybody's body that he can. Yeah, and I probably, the scar is so little on my hip where they went in and shaved bone off my hip, you probably can't even tell there's a scar there. And where they went in on my neck was right here, right in the crease. But if I stretch my neck this way on a cold day, the scar will look kind of purplish. But usually that's the only time you know it's there. And of course, I've got a pretty long scar on my lower back. That's about 4 inches long back there where they went into my backbone back there. That's me, Susan. With my back and neck injury, I'm feeling pretty good as long as I'm moving. But once I sit down to rest very long, I try to get up and I've got instant pain all over. So I don't like to stop until I'm done. And then I can come in, take me some ibuprofen, go take a shower, put some deep heat on the back of my neck, and just relax. And after a while, the pain subsides, but I don't want to go back out and work in the yard after that. And there's April. Hello, April. How's April doing today? Yeah, it's morning for you. Oh no, Shelly Edwards' granddaughter, Chloe, is having surgery on her thyroid Tuesday. So we all need to remember her in prayer whenever we pray. We've got Chloe, we've got Ann Watson, we've got Tippy, we've got Brian who passed away, his family to remember. Yeah, like a crazy question to ask you if you want to go shopping, huh? Especially to thrift stores. Well, like I said, a friend of mine was over here the other day, and I gave her some of the potato slips I had out here, and I still got tons of them. I need to plant at least one more tote full, and I will get around to it sooner or later. But she told me they just put a Dollar Tree out here at the intersection where I live. Not even a mile, it's a half a mile. Maybe not even a half a mile from my house. I could walk to the little thrift store out here, the Dollar Tree. And I didn't know they put one out there because I don't usually go that way. When I go out the entrance, I always go to the right. I don't go to the left usually. So I didn't know they put it there. So I've been meaning to go down that way just to take a look and check it out. And Susan said, I have planned the money I will need for both Tippy and Susan in the future. Well, good for you. Wonder where Kai is. Oh, he's working. That's right. Because he said he's been putting in 10-hour days, 7 days a week. So he's probably working right now or getting up ready to go to work. And I had it written down, but y'all need to check out his channel. Kind of give him a little bit of support. It's Aloha Guy. Oh, I forgot the number. Is it 808? Oh, I don't remember. I've got it written down somewhere, but I don't remember where. Let's see if I can bring it up so I can tell you. I know there was a number behind it, and I don't remember what the number was. Let's see if I can hook it to his name. Well, I'm bringing up everybody but him. I've got it written down somewhere. Maybe I spelt it wrong. Well, I can't find it right now, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, Larissa's got it. I know it was. Oh, I spelt Hallow. I didn't put HAOLEGUY 808. I put AHOLA or something, so I couldn't bring it up. But yeah, Larissa just put his screen name into the chat. Hello, Guy 808. So, just watch some of his videos. If you haven't subscribed to his video, subscribe to his channel. That would help him out a lot. But don't stop watching mine now. I'm not giving my viewers away. But he's a nice guy. He needs a little bit of help. Because he doesn't have that many subscribers yet. Let me write that down so I don't forget it myself. It's HAOLE, Guy. Hello-y guy. I know I had it written down, but I don't know where. It's somewhere around here. I'm not the most organized person in the world, that's for sure. Oh, okay, Larissa, that's a pretty good deal. Just copy it. I hope he's watching so he sees this. I know there's a couple of my subscribers that have already subscribed to his channel, but I don't know how many. Hey, Oli guy. He's got 20 subscribers, so that's not many. He has 9 videos so far and only 20 subscribers. It's beautiful scenery over there in Hawaii, and he's got an amazing camera to do his videos with because those pictures are so clear. Yeah, I don't usually plug other people's channels, but he's a good guy. Yeah, I remember you telling me that you subscribed to him the first day. I did too. Barbara says you trickster. I don't know who she's talking to. Larissa's Lifestyle. I have 4. Yeah, I forgot about that. Hey, Haoli means white. I saw that when I first time I looked up his channel. I brought up something else and it meant that it was a white person or white. And there's Cindy Sandu. Hello. How's Cindy today? Yeah, Hawaii is a beautiful place to live. I can't imagine living there. I'll never get to go to Hawaii either. My daughter did, and she says, Mom, it was beautiful. Where they stayed, it was just absolutely beautiful. But like you said, you got to pay for that beauty. Prices are, I imagine, high over there. And there's Paula. Hello, Paula. Welcome to our chat today. Susan's telling Gladys that it may be a good thing she's in bed because when she gets the thing she's sending her, she would probably pass out if she out now. Yeah, there's a lot of places I'd love to visit, and Italy is one of them. I'd love to go to Italy, especially the area that my family was from. You know, my great grandparents were from Italy. They came here in 1800s, and my grandfather was only a little toddler when he came over from Italy, so he doesn't remember living in Italy at all. He's like my son when we came to Texas. My son doesn't remember living at the beach and on Oak Island, and he doesn't remember my hometown and all that area because he basically grew up here in Texas. And there's Liz. Hi, Liz. How's Liz doing today? Liz says, hi, Linda. My post was too long. Sorry, I didn't know. Have a great day. I don't understand that, Liz. What are you talking about? What post? I must not have seen it yet or something. I don't know. Liz, if you're still here, what post are you talking about? I don't remember seeing a long post. I don't know what the problem would have been. What I wrote above was too long. Oh, yeah, it limits you to so many words when you type in live chat and then it cuts you off. I've done that too, so that's not a problem. You just have to put up short messages and put a lot of them up. Because I've tried typing stuff in people's live and it cut me off because I was typing too long a post. Too many letters. Going to make pot pies tomorrow night. Way to go, Wilson. Make me a pot pie. Yeah, I mean, it does that to everybody's post. They're limited to so many characters and then it cuts you off. And there's Birdie. Hello, Birdie. Welcome to our chat. Tippy's going to town on his ham baby food. So your dogs like the baby food, huh? I figure if babies can eat it, so can dogs. I mean, come on down. Cindy just ate pancakes. I've been meaning to fix me some pancakes because I haven't fixed any in a while. Maybe I'll do a breakfast video coming up where I'll make myself some pancakes. He used a roasted ear pot pie for a fast meal. It was so good, yeah. Well, I got barbecue chicken in my crock pot right now. I barely got it in there and got everything cleaned up by the time I had to start my live. But that's for my video tomorrow. But I've got to get the video done tonight. I'll finish it after this live is up. I'll make you some too, Wilson. You can see it tomorrow. I made it with one of the chickens, the whole chickens that my anonymous giver sent me with a food order. There was 2 whole chickens wrapped individually in a food order that came one time, and I have cooked one of the chickens a long time ago. But I remembered it being up there, and I said, well, I don't want it to stay too long. So I got that chicken out, thawed it up, and that's what I'm making my barbecue chicken out of. And that's all I'm going to tell you because I'm not giving my video away. some PN cake, peanut butter. I don't know what PN is. I don't know if that's peanut butter or what he means by that. PN cakes. MLT, wow. She made beef stew in the crock pot and a squash casserole. Well, I guess I'm having my barbecued chicken for dinner tonight. Since it's already cooking. You're going to eat the rest of the fish plate? Well, good. I love fish. I don't know if that fish would have lasted that long. Because usually if I buy a fish plate usually there's pretty good amount of food in them though. I usually eat it for one day and then I have a meal for the next day left with it. Yeah, Gladys, I know, pancakes and watermelon. I got 3 big pieces. It's real hot in Connecticut. I just had a flash that says something about rain coming. We need some more rain, but I didn't see any rain in the forecast until for a week or more. I got to check that out, y'all. Because I know it's going to be up in the triple digits probably by Friday. It's 95 right now. It says rain starting in about 3.5 hours, but that's probably in the Fort Worth area. It's not here. Let's see what it says. They say it feels like 98 degrees. Hey, today there's 76% chance of rain. They changed that from the other day. No, it's 40% chance. So, that's iffy. We may or we may not. But Monday is going to hit 97, Tuesday 97, Wednesday 97, Thursday 99, Friday 101, Saturday 101, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on, 98 degrees. So it's going to be hot, y'all. Every time you're cool, remember me, because I'm going to be hot. I'm not looking forward to 101 degree temperatures again. You had rain in San Antonio today? Well, we need some. It wouldn't hurt for it to rain, even though I watered yesterday, because I mixed the fish fertilizer, the fish emulsion, in with my compost tea when I watered. And I said that'll give them a new lease on life. It'll give them a little bit more food other than just the compost tea. And especially a watermelon. And if it would rain today and get the ground good and wet, soaked, my watermelon vines would love it. I didn't watch any of the Olympics. I've been so busy with YouTube videos and editing and planning and everything else. And working in the garden and mowing and everything else. I've not even had my TV turned on. Oh, Sheila says it's 101 here and going up. Yep. Yeah, I'll be in the triple digits at least until September. Normal for Arizona, yeah. And Texas trails right behind Arizona. I didn't see the opening of it. When was that? You've been needing rain for a long time? I tell you, the weather, the rain, the way it's been doing is totally crazy this year. I only like the boats and the Eiffel Tower with the lights. I didn't see any of it on Friday. I missed it. I'll probably have to check it out on YouTube. Somebody may have videoed the opening show. I might be able to find it on YouTube. Oh no, Sheila. You saw it and it was a disgrace to the Last Supper for Christians? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not watching it, Sheila. Oh wow. Why would they even do that? That's not a good sign. They're all deleting it. So is the Olympics in Paris this year? She mentioned the Eiffel Tower. I don't even know where the Olympics was supposed to be this year. Well, that might have been their intent behind it all, was to mock God. Maybe they thought it would get the USA mad. Mm. That's not good, Larissa. Yep. Well, like I said, I didn't see it because I haven't even had time to turn the TV on. It's thundering where Shelley is. Maybe it'll rain. I know. Those athletes have worked hard to compete in the Olympics. It's a shame that anybody would do anything to take away from that. And there's Karen. Hi, Karen. Well, that's kind of true too, Susan. Well, I got the renewal for my Cigna supplement plan to Medicare, and it's went up again. I just got it lowered to $159, and I think I made 2 or 3 payments on that each month. So it's only been 2 or 3 months, and I got a letter in the mail yesterday telling me that they went up to $189 a month. So it's not going to be long before they're going to be over $200 like they were before, when I called them and argued with them and got it back down to $159. And they said it went up for everybody, not just individuals. I mean, that's right at $200 a month just for them to pay the 20% that Medicare doesn't pay. Well, this is separate from Medicare, because Medicare pays for the 80%, and then you've got to get your supplement plan besides that. And I went with Cigna for a plan G, and I love the plan, but it keeps going up on me. It went up to about $209 one time, and I called them, and they told me what to do about it, and I did. It dropped down to $159. And like I said, I've only been on it for a few months with it down to the lower price. And now they sent me a letter yesterday. I got it in the mail saying it went back up to $189. So that's about a 40% increase, 30-40% increase. Or not percent, it's a $30 or $40 increase per month. Well, I like what I've got because I have really no copay. Very little. So I don't have to worry if I have to go to the hospital tomorrow for something. I don't have to come up with $2,000 or $3,000 in advance to get in the door. Yeah, but some of the lower price plans don't cover as much. If I could get a plan for $50 that would cover what mine does, I'd jump at it. I don't think I'm going to find one for $50 a month here that's going to cover what my plan covers. Have dental and vision too. Well, Medicare and Cigna both cover vision, but they don't cover dental. I mean, you can take out dental, but it costs extra. You got to pay a premium for that. Exactly, Connie. We shouldn't, as American citizens that have worked here all our lives, have to pay for health care. Medicare should pay for whatever you need 100%. Medical, dental, vision, you name it. Well, count your stuff lucky, Rebecca, because it's liable to be... See, I was only paying $150-some a month. But I got my letter yesterday telling me that Cigna was going up all across the board. Everybody premium was raised. And mine went up to $189 from $150 some. So I wasn't paying any more than you, Rebecca, until I got the letter. Oh, these insurance companies can change it anytime they want. What did I do with my letter? Here it is. See, that is Cigna. Oh, they start out being real nice. Thank you for your being a Cigna customer. This letter contains important information about your premium adjustment to your Medicare supplement policy. Starting in September 1st, 2024, your new monthly payment will be $186.59. This adjustment won't affect your coverage in any way. Your benefits will continue uninterrupted. We will adjust the future bank drafts or premium notices to reflect the change. It says periodically we review our premiums, and depending on trends in healthcare costs, we may adjust premiums that are based on the product purchased. Medical claims for all similar policies in a given area, and in some cases, age. At no point are your premiums increased based only on your individual claims. It says original Medicare only covers 80% of your Part B cost. A Medicare supplement plan can help over the rest. So they're trying to tell me that it's not going up just because of me. It's going up for everybody. What state do you live in? Yours is 155. Rebecca says mine went $3. Yours went up $3. Well, I was paying like 159, something like that. I know it was 150 something. And now it's going to be 186.59. So mine went up about $27. They tell me they don't base it on individuals, but I think they tap into what you're making, expenses, and everything else, since everything is on computers nowadays. Yeah, I've been hearing about this new virus that's out. I don't know of anybody around this area that's been sick. Of course, I haven't been out to socialize with neighbors, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, people that have 14 kids have the government taking care of them. Yeah, we're the ones that should get free health care, not the unlegal, illegal immigrants coming into the country to give them free health care. No, they should not do that. If they're going to give it to them, they need to give it to us elderly people. People that worked here all their lives to earn to get it. I keep touching that and it scoots my... You watch a channel on here and they have 11 kids and they're probably being taken care of by the government and YouTube. The listeria outbreak is concentrating around cold cough cults. Dad works and she stays home with the kids. Well, I mean, my grandparents had, what, 11, 12 kids? But they didn't live off the government because they owned a farm. They lived off the farm. Stay away from sandwich shops, lunch meats. Nobody had to take it. A lot of companies are in lawsuits. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to let all these illegal immigrants into our country and giving them everything free. They don't give American citizens all that. They don't give us free health care. They don't give us free anything, basically. Their famous saying is you don't qualify. Well, how does an illegal immigrant qualify for anything free in our country when they're not even citizens? You tell me that. Oh my goodness, MLT. Well, if I live on sandwiches, it's at home. I don't go to sandwich shops because they charge too much for their sandwiches. Yeah, they're going to be voting too, April. That's why the government. That's why the government's doing it. The government's letting them into this country and they're buying their votes. They're buying their votes by giving them free everything, free housing, free food, free money, free health care, free everything. And you know who they're going to vote for? For whoever they think is giving them all that. Yeah, I don't either. I don't even watch the news anymore. I didn't even know Trump got shot when he did until my son messaged me a short video of where he got shot. And I mean, it was fairly soon after he got shot. But my son said, well, Mom, aren't you watching the news? I said, no, I hardly ever watch the news. It's too depressing. He said, well, you need to watch the news and see what's going on. I said, I know what's going on. A lot of bullshit. A lot of backstabbing, a lot of illegal stuff is going on through the government. And I don't need to watch it to know it. I mean, I do watch it occasionally, but not very often. It's just... It's depressing. It's downright depressing. Yeah, and a lot of it is just what they want to tell you. Now, that little short film that my son messaged me, that was filmed when it actually happened. That was the minute Trump got hit with the bullet. I mean, there was no denying that. Yeah, that's the sad thing about it, Sheila. All the stuff going on, if something really bad happens, there's not a darn thing we can do about it. There's no way to be prepared. I mean, you can stock up on food, you can stock up on anything you want in case the store's closed. But guess what's going to happen if your neighbor finds out you got food and they don't? They're going to come rob your food. They're going to steal your food. Or I hate to say that about my neighbors. I don't think they do that. They might come ask. No, Trump was not meant to die that day. They said that boy that shot him was supposed to be a real phenomenal shot. Well, I don't think he was too good a shot because he just barely nicked his ear. And of course, Trump did turn his head just as he fired. And if Trump hadn't have turned his head, the shot might have been a lot worse. Gladys said she's going to come knocking. Well, come on. I know Biden, he was just the front guy. It was all the people working behind him that was telling him what to do. That's the only reason he was president. You call your husband your boyfriend because still after 40 years he treats you like his girlfriend? Well, that's good, Rebecca. I don't imagine there's many husbands around like that anymore. Most marriages don't make it 40 years. Today, marriage is just a thing of convenience. And the divorce is the same way. Yeah, they think whoever runs against Trump is going to win because Biden saw to it that all these illegal immigrants were able to come into the country. He's giving them everything for free, buying their votes. So he figured if he gets enough of these illegals in, he'll have enough votes for their party that whoever runs, since Biden dropped out, will win. And it's going to be the same people that ran Biden that will run the new president if it is on that party. Harris or whoever. They'll just be the front guy. I think it's a little different with Trump. Trump was the one running things, and that's what they didn't like about it. You think they'll replace Camille with Michelle Obama soon? Oh my God. Let's hope not. And let's hope Kamala doesn't win. Well, I'll tell you what, Wilson, when I started this channel, the only thing I had in mind was making my videos and making enough from YouTube to help pay my bills. It never dreamed on me that I would have subscribers that would send me food orders every week. I never dreamed I would have subscribers that would actually send me money or give money to my channel. I was just concentrating on making videos that people would watch, that YouTube would pay me for. And it's turned out so much better than I ever thought it would. I've got so many blessed people that watch my channel, that subscribe to my channel and send me things from time to time. And I know I don't get food orders every week, but I've got a freezer full of food that they had already sent. So, you can only put so much in the freezer and so much in your cabinets before you got to stop because there's nowhere to put it. I've got stuff in the bedroom. So now I'm just concentrating on making some good food videos to use up some of this food that I've got stored here, that mostly my anonymous sender sent to me. Just like my chicken for my video for tomorrow, that was sent to me in my food order here a while back, not like recently, but I had it in the freezer. We have sponsors for our cats off our YouTube channel. It helps a lot. Oh, wow. I just went there to check it out. Your reduced kitty video looks kind of cute. Yeah, but I'm so sorry Kai can't be in our live today, but I know he's working. Oh, wow. How many animals do you have? MLT? $250 a month. That's a lot. Oh, you do rescue. Well, I've got 2 cats that I feed right now. Little Buddy was the first cat, and now I have Lucky. And I'm drawing my line at Lucky. I can't feed any more cats, and I'm not going to ask subscribers to feed anymore. And if I have to, I'll bring the food bowls inside to feed them, or stand out there and watch them eat while they eat, so no other critters can get their food. I had a skunk. I was out there watering late last night, and there was a skunk come across my yard. And all of a sudden, Little Buddy runs across the yard, and then I saw that skunk. I said, "Oh no, Little Buddy, you come back. Don't you go make that skunk mad. He'll spray you." And he stopped. He didn't keep after him, and the skunk finally crossed the street out there and went over toward that privacy fence. So he probably went over there around where the chickens were. But it was a skunk. He had white stripes and everything. Yeah, I like Little Buddy, and I like little Lucky. They're sweet cats. They're just, both of them are just as sweet as they can be. And if I can just keep them from fighting one another, I'll be doing good. But I don't know what I would do if I had to be gone for a weekend or a week. You know, I don't know that there's anybody that would feed them. I know Miss Weaver, she said she'd come over and feed them one time when I was talking about going on vacation, but I didn't go, so there was no need for anybody to come feed them. And she hasn't been in our lives in quite a while. I'm just kind of worried about her and her sister. I'm thinking it's because maybe her sister is worse off or something. Because she said she would be spending a lot of time back and forth with her sister. Yeah, two's enough. I can't handle more than two. And these two follow me around like crazy. And lucky I can't walk for him. He goes in and out my feet trying to walk around the garden, and I almost step on him sometimes. And I said, one of these times he's going to trip me up and cause me to fall. Or I'm going to step on him and hurt him. So that's just one thing sometimes I wish he wouldn't do. Just leave my feet alone, let me walk. And I had to put a screen wire cage up around my flower pot on the porch because I've also planted caladiums in, and they've come up about that tall. And he's still trying to climb up in there and lay on them, and when he lays on them, it bends them over. He's already broke off my 2 pepper plants I had in there. So I said, well, I'm going to put this, I put a few stakes around the pot, and then I've got this screen wire that I've wrapped around the stakes to try to keep him from going in the pot. Yeah, Lucky lays in the big pots. He'll get up in there and lay down. I don't know because if maybe it's because it's higher up off the ground. Maybe he feels safer up there. Or because the soil is damp and it might be cooler. I don't know. But I can't have him killing all my plants by laying on them like that. Once the plants get up any size, he doesn't try to get in the pot. But if they're something I've planted and they're little tiny, he'll lay all over them and kill them. And so far, that's the only pot that I've seen him get in, is the one on the porch out here. Connie says my cats do that in my houseplant soil. Cools them off. Yeah, I couldn't handle that. Wow. I couldn't even pay my own bills the way I was going. I couldn't have fed all the animals at $150, $200 a month. There's no way. No, it gets cold here in the wintertime to where we get several freezes. So nothing but my brassicas, like my Swiss chard, my cabbage, collards, my tree collards, they will live for a while. But if we get a real deep freeze, it'll kill the tree collard. It killed all my tree collards I had last year except one. Now, if they're in the ground with mulch over it, the roots may not freeze. I don't know. But, I had mine all planted in 5-gallon buckets. And I had ended up with about 7 of them by the end of the summer growing in those buckets. And they all died, all froze except one that I managed to save. And even if I put them in the greenhouse, they can't survive. My aloe vera does not survive in the greenhouse. So I don't know what I'm going to do with my pots of aloe vera this year. I've got 5 or 6 pots of aloe vera, that I got from the mother plant. I was out there taping up the plastic on that greenhouse yesterday because on the back side of it, it got so hot around the top frame, it melted it and it just come apart. So I had to tape it up again. If it didn't cost so much to run a little electric heater, I wouldn't mind putting an electric heater in the greenhouse in the winter to keep it going to save my plants at night. But I can't imagine how much my electric bill would be to run a little electric heater in there. It would probably double my electric bill, and I can't afford that. It's never the same, Wilson. It just depends. Depends on how long your videos are, how many ads are on them, how many views you get on them, because you get paid from the ads that are placed. So it's not much. I mean, you work your tail off to produce a video, and you don't make that much off of one video. I have to plant mine in buckets and tubs because I've got so many rocks and boulders in my yard that it's impossible to keep them watered if I have them in the ground. Now, I grew some fantastic squash and zucchini and all that in the ground back there where I've got my canopy now. But I ended up with Bermuda grass in there, and you can't grow anything in Bermuda grass, and you can't get rid of it. But I can keep my plants watered a lot better in a big tote or a bucket because, you know, I keep that couple of inches of water reservoir in the very bottom. And I don't know what I'm going to do with my banana trees this winter. They're not going to survive the winter, I don't think. Oh, no. Youngest up in New York, and she is having a medical issue. Yes, Jana, we all need to pray for your youngest. You're welcome, Sheila. And there's Scarlet Fire Rose. Hello. How are you doing today? Oh, no, you've been in the hospital 2 surgeries in a week, but I feel much better. Has a cancer scare, so glad it's not. I have a blouse just the pattern you're wearing. We're twins. Her cat bit her when she stepped on him. Oh no, not good. Yeah, I put drain holes in the bottom of my totes and my buckets, but I come up about that far, a couple of inches, and then I put my drain hole. And you know, in a lot of my totes, I've got the drain hole up a couple of inches, and I've got a spout coming out on it. So it drains out into a bucket. So if it rains real hard and it overflows the tub with water, it drains out that spout into my bucket, and I can re-water later with it. Or it helps refill my 32-gallon containers that I hold compost tea in. And see, that water is just not water, but it comes with fish emulsion, compost broke down, and everything that's in that water that helped that original plant grow. So when I get all that runoff water, it's like refertilizing, refeeding them every time you water them with it. Yeah, if you'll watch some of my videos, you'll see that I've got drain holes in all of my totes and my pots and my buckets. But a lot of them are not on the very bottom. They're up a couple of inches from the bottom. It just depends what I'm growing. That way you don't have to water so much either. Because if you water them enough when you water each time, you'll have extra water in the bottom that'll be held there to get the plants through a few days of not being watered. It helps tremendously here in Texas because we're so dry and hot. It doesn't take long at all for the water to evaporate. 3-time cancer survivor. Wow. That's a lot. Yeah, when I was growing in the ground back in that area where my garden is now, I was watering in the morning, I was watering at night because it was so hot during the day. It dried the water up during the day. It was nothing there. It was so hot. So I'd have to get back out there in the evening and water again. I had beautiful plants, beautiful squash, beautiful zucchini, cucumbers. Oh my God. But you had to water twice a day. And in this heat, it gets pretty hard to do that. And then, like I said, I had dirt hauled in for that area to build up the garden a little bit. And it had Bermuda grass seed in it, and I didn't know it. And they didn't realize I wanted it for a garden, not the yard. So they always put Bermuda grass seed in their soil when they deliver it to help the owner grow grass. And I should have told them when I ordered it that I wanted to order dirt for a garden. And if I'd have done that, they would not have put grass seed in it. But now I can't plant because it's so thick with Bermuda grass. You can't do anything with it. I've tried pulling it out. I've tried digging it out. All it takes is one little seed to drop off of that Bermuda grass. And it don't matter. You can clean it off entirely and it's going to be right back the next year. So I gave up. I mean, I got it covered with weed barrier cloth right now, and it's trying to grow up through it and over it and everything else. Okay, Gladys, we understand. I tell you, I don't see how farmers do it when they have so much livestock that they feed all the time. Of course, that puts meat on their table, milk in their refrigerator, and eggs in their refrigerator, stuff like that. Because usually when they have hogs, they butcher them at one time a year. That puts pork in their refrigerator or freezer. They have chickens which lay eggs all year. Plus, they can go out there and have chicken, butcher a chicken and have chicken meat to eat. Cows are the same way. They have beef. So, it's a cycle. You feed them, you raise them, you get the milk from them, the chicken eggs from them, and then you have the meat from them as well. So it kind of makes sense when you feed them and take care of them and all that, because you're helping feed yourself. But with a cat or dog, it's a little different. They just have to be a family member. They have to be a pet, because you're not going to get anything back from them but a little bit of aggravation and maybe a little bit of love. And like I said, those two cats are just as sweet as they can be. I wouldn't do anything to hurt either one of them. Yeah, she was just telling Gladys that she'd text her later, because Gladys can't be in the chat when she's just watching on TV. If her pad dies on her, she can't be in chat. I know your dogs and your cats are like kids. And that's one thing that I'd have a problem with on a farm, and I guess a lot of farmers do. You raise an animal, you take care of it for all that time, you love it, you become attached to it, and you don't want to butcher it. But it's going to come time when you got to butcher those cows or butcher those chickens or those hogs. And somebody told me one time, you need to get rabbits. You can eat rabbits and all this. I said, no, I can't. Because if I raised a rabbit in my yard, I couldn't turn around and eat him. He would be my pet's what he would end up being. I'd end up with lots of pets because I know rabbits multiply like crazy. Oh, your girlfriend had not vaccinated her cats. The one that bit her? That's not good. Yeah, and I'd be that way about chickens too, you know. I'd make pets out of my chickens or my ducks, and then I couldn't eat them. My turkeys too. And my grandparents had turkeys, chickens, ducks, every kind of farm animal you could think of, and every other kind of animal you could think of. I mean, she had pigeons, she had a monkey. I think the only thing my grandparents didn't have on their farm was goats. They didn't have goats for some reason. But they always kept cows to have milk. They always had their own fresh milk, butter, stuff like that. And there's Grandma Teresa. Hello, Grandma. But I couldn't feed little Buddy, and now I got Lucky too, so that's double the food. Oh, I watched my grandmother do that all the time, Paula. My grandmother would want a chicken to fry for Sunday dinner. She'd go right out in the backyard, grab one, cut its neck, ring it, grab him by the neck, ring him around, put him on the chopping block, cut his head off, throw him in a pot of scalding hot water, pick the feathers off, butcher him, cut him up, put him in the frying pan. That was some good chicken, though, I tell you. She never bothered the chickens until she got ready to cook one. So you couldn't get fresher chicken than that. Shelley said her dad did that too. Oh, I could eat it, but I don't think I could have done it. I couldn't go out there and grab a chicken and wring his neck and chop his head off. I helped my grandmother pick feathers off of one, but she did the cleaning of him and all that other stuff. I couldn't do that. But I tell you what, if you were raised on a farm, you lived on a farm, and your farm was your business, and that was food that you depended on, you'd learn real quick how to do it and be able to do it, I'm sure. So, I mean, they always had fresh food. It was fresh beef, fresh pork, fresh chicken, fresh turkey, fresh eggs, milk, butter, vegetables from the garden. Exactly, Shelley. I couldn't do that. I couldn't either. Or Sheila. Well, see, if it was my grandmother from New York, she'd never eat chicken again if she had to go out in the backyard and grab one and do what my other grandmother did. If she had to go out there and butcher it and then cook it, she'd never eat another chicken. I mean, bless her heart, she's passed away a long time ago, but I said there was so much difference between farm life and city life. Yeah, that's what happened with Crybaby, my other cat. He lived for 14, 15 years, but he got cat leukemia. And he started losing so much weight. He was nothing but bones. He didn't have any energy. And when I took him to the vet, he said it would be the best to put him down. And I hated it. I didn't want to do it, but I didn't want him to suffer either. So I told the vet to go ahead and do it. That was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life, was tell him to put that cat down. Yeah, it was hard to do, but it was the best thing for the cat. There was no need in making that cat suffer and suffer and suffer. Oh, well, it's a little bit different than what you buy frozen at the store and stuff. Fresh eggs right out of the chicken coop are a little bit different than what you buy at the store. Oh wow, Sheila said she just had to do that in February, had him for 14 years. It's not that bad, Wilson. You wring their neck, there's no blood. And once they're basically dead, there's not a whole lot of blood spilling out. I mean, a little, but not a whole lot. And then my grandmother would just take the axe and put the chicken's head over the chopping block and give it one whack. And that was it. Throw that chicken in a big old black pot of boiling, scalding water that was over a fire. I've helped her pick the feathers off of one many a time after she did all that. But I never could do any of the rest of it. I know they can. They can run around when you wring their neck too, for a little bit. Grandma Teresa said her grandmother just wrung their necks, but I couldn't do that. I couldn't either. I know they stink, Shelley. I was just thinking of that when I said that a while ago, and those feathers don't smell very good. But that chicken was sure good. We'd get all the feathers picked off of that chicken we could get. And you know, there's always some little quill stuck in the skin. And I remember my grandmother holding it up by the neck part, and she'd light something on fire and hold it around it and under it and singe off the rest of those little quills that you couldn't pull out. Yeah, there's a lot of people that couldn't survive if they had to do all that now. They've never done it. They've never seen it done. Their parents never had to do it. Grandparents never had to do it. So a lot of them would be in trouble. A lot of them don't know how to plant a garden or grow anything either. My yard would probably be a lot better if the people that put this house here originally, because it was only like 6 or 7 years old when I moved in it, but the ones that put it here originally, if they'd have had the yard done, they'd have gotten a backhoe or something in here, got all the rocks and boulders up and had dirt hauled in and built it up, I wouldn't be dealing with all these rocks today, but that's okay. It led into my YouTube channel, so I can't complain. Yeah, not everybody's interested in growing things, but if worst comes to worst, you may have to grow a little garden in your backyard if you've got a backyard to grow anything in. And it's always useful knowledge if you know how to do something. Oh no, Connie, I can't imagine. Well, I think that's why my grandmother wrung the chicken's neck first. Because if that didn't kill it dead to where it's not going to flap around, putting the head over the chopping block and whacking it one time didn't flop around but just once or twice, if any, after she did all that. I use Karen, you're asking me if I use potting soil in my buckets and tubs. The answer is yes, sometimes. If I can afford to buy any, I'll buy the cheaper potting mix. And I mix it in. I don't just put potting soil in there. It's too expensive. That's the reason I started composting in place and making my own garden soil. That's why I got my bins back here. I make my own soil. I mix that in. I put garden soil if I can get any, like the pile I got out here in the yard that anonymous giver sent. And then I put some of the natural dirt that's here in that pot or tote. And I may add a little bit of potting mix at the top, especially if I'm going to plant seed in it. But I go around my garden and I break all the cabbage, the collard, kale leaves, perpetual spinach leaves, all that kind of stuff. And that goes in my compost. I'll throw it in a bucket for it to break down with a lid on it. And if you'd have watched one of my videos where I planted my sweet potatoes, I showed you how I built the tote. How I did the drain hole and everything. It's got about that much water reservoir in the bottom of the tote. It's an 18-gallon tote. And then I've got a drain spout that comes out that high up. And I put leaves and broken down wood, all kind of stuff in the bottom. And then I start adding soil, compost, mix it up. I layer it. I put paper towels, old cardboard toilet tissue tubes or whatever you call them. I put cardboard, newspaper. I tear it all up and just mix it all up down in my tote. And like I said, I just kind of layer it. I put dirt on that. I put potting mix. I put compost. I keep layering it till I get to the top. And then a lot of times I'll put my potting mix, maybe an inch or so of it at the very top. And then that's it. And you reuse that same soil every year. You don't ever get rid of it. I mean, if you fix a tote this year, it's still okay to plant in next year. Just add a little bit of fertilizer, add a little bit of compost and mix it up. And replant in it. You don't have to fill it, you don't have to worry about filling that tote up again with brand new dirt and soil. You don't have to do that. Once it's full, you just have to amend it a little bit. to put plant food or fertilizer or, that type of thing in it. And I've showed you in videos how I did that. I had a bunch of leaves that I broke out off, and I put them in a 5-gallon bucket back here beside the silver shed. I put the lid on it. There was a very little bit of water in the bottom. I got ready to plant my sweet potatoes. I went back there and got that bucket of broken down leaves, and I brought it out here. And that's one thing I added to that soil when I was building the tote, was those broken down leaves. I just dipped down in there with a garden fork and put it right in the tote. Plants love broken down green leaves, especially if they're collards, kale, cabbage, spinach, any of that kind of stuff. And Wilson said his beets are doing very well. Well, good. I do my flowers the same way. I use mostly wood bark leaves, regular yard dirt, wherever I can dig it up here, and compost that I've made. I mix all that in, and then, like I said, I put a little bit of the potting mix or garden soil that you buy in the bags at the very top. I know your dog's happy, April. He just had a bath. You have all flowers except for onions. Yeah, that reminds me. I've got to go out there and pull my onions so I can replant. I need to get me some onion sets and replant some onions out there. Yeah, I had garlic planted. I need to replant garlic too. I'll have to get some because I don't have any to replant right now. But I try not to pull my onions until I want to cook them or eat them, and then I'll go pull one. Because I'll leave them out there and let them get as big as they'll get. Now, if the tops start dying out, I'll go ahead and pull it. Because I don't want my onion to rot. But as long as that top is green and it's still living, that onion can still grow. You had to get special shampoo for your dog because of his allergies. Sounds like me. And me and my granddaughter had to get special shampoo and conditioner because of our allergies, because I'm allergic to all the shampoo and conditioner out there with all the perfume and scented stuff in it. And I'm sure her mom uses it too because she has a lot of allergies. But the Prel shampoo and conditioner that I've showed on several of my lives already is what I order. It's Prel, P-R-E-L-L. I used that growing up, and it never bothered me. So I went back to using the Prel brand. And I found I couldn't buy it at Walmart on the counter. They didn't stock it. But I could go to their website, and they have several different types of Prel shampoo and conditioner for depending on if you have dry or oily or whatever kind of hair. And I got the one that I felt like was best for my head, my scalp, and it works great. I'm not allergic to anything in it, which is fantastic. It doesn't dry and itch my scalp. Yeah, Connie, I meant to ask Wilson if he's got a lot of beets growing, and if he had enough that he was going to can them or pickle them or cook them, what he was going to do with them. The beets that I had out here, I pulled, and I pickled one jar of pickled beets, and then I cooked some of them and just ate them after I cooked them. Because I love pickled beets. Oh wow, you got a groomer that comes to your house to bathe your girls. Only charges me $100 for all three. Oh wow, I couldn't afford $100. I'd have to bathe them myself, I guess, because I couldn't do that. I would not have $100 to pay to have them groomed. The bathe and cut their hair. When I had my big German Shepherd, now we did take her to the groomers, but it was about once a year. Other times throughout the year, I bathed the dog myself. I'd put on a bathing suit because I knew I was going to get wet. I'd go outside, put her leash to the end of the trailer so she couldn't run off, but usually she didn't try. And I'd pour shampoo all up and down her back, and then I'd take the water hose, wet her down, and then I'd start rubbing. She'd stand there and let you do it. But you know how dogs are. After they get wet, they're not going to be wet for too long before they're going to just shake and spray water everywhere. And when you've got a 110-pound German Shepherd, that's a lot of shaking and a lot of water spraying everywhere. April says she takes the dog to get his nails done. That's $20. Yeah, well, I cook mine and then, I pickle them. I cook them in vinegar and the stuff you pickle them in. So then I take half of them out and put them in a jar and save them for later. And then I put the other jar in a bowl to where I can eat them. That's what I meant. Yeah, I love pickled beets. I'll eat plain beets, but I'd rather have them pickled. I just wish I had grown more out here. I haven't tried planting any more of them, and I should. The groomer does nails also. Okay. Well, that's not a bad price for 3 dogs. $100 to get them bathed, their hair trimmed, and then have their nails done too. That's a pretty good price for 3 dogs. But I couldn't afford it. I don't remember how much they charged to bathe that big German Shepherd. And, they'd clip her hair a little bit. They'd do her toenails. Because I went to pick her up one day, and it was so funny. And this was a long-haired German Shepherd. They had little bitty red bows about that wide tied all over her in her hair. She was just covered in little tiny red bow ribbons all down her tail, everywhere. They painted her toenails red to match the ribbons. It was so cute. And when I brought the dog home, she still had those ribbons on, but it didn't take her long to run around the yard, roll around in the grass, and there was little red ribbons all over the yard. Yeah, it's expensive now, I'm sure, a lot more so than when I had that dog years ago. But we take her in occasionally. We couldn't afford to take her in all the time. But like I said, the other times, I just hook her to the trailer hitch at the end of the mobile home here. And I'd put my bathing suit on. I'd get out there with the water hose and the shampoo and give her a bath. And she'd stand there usually, but it's just the part where she started shaking and that hair flapped and that water just went everywhere with soap. And because you couldn't wear clothes. You were gonna take a bath right along with the dog. Put it that way. But yeah, I had little red bows all over the yard forever after that. Days later, she may have had one or two little red bows still on her fur, but they didn't last not even a week before they were gone. But she was almost like a black color with a little bit of gray and white, long-haired German Shepherd, fuzzy tail, and she had little bows all down her tail, everywhere. I bet she had 200 bows on her. And don't you know that the groomer had a good time doing that? Painting her toenails red. I laughed when I picked that dog up. I said, oh my goodness. But she was cute like that with all the bows and the red toenails. It's a Legend Force, Joanne. Cadet is good too. I had a Cadet one time, and I was going to buy another Cadet lawnmower. But when I went to Home Depot, they didn't have any more. They had replaced it with Legend Force, so I bought the Legend Force. Yeah, I've got a video on pickling beets and canning, making cowboy candy, making chow chow. I never did my tomatoes and stuff because I didn't have enough tomatoes to can. I made picked green tomatoes before they froze and made chow chow with them, but that's in the video as well. Yeah, well, our dog got bathed pretty often, so it would cost quite a bit of money, to take her to the groomer and pay anywhere close to $100 to get her groomed every week. There's no way I could do it. A couple of times a year would be a lot for me. My girls don't go outside. Send an email photo. I make their clothes and matching collars. Let's see if I can bring it up. You watched my fudge video, Tasty. It was pretty good. Oh, how sweet. They're little doggies. They're little babies. I don't know how good that's going to come through. But they're precious. They're the same color as the couch, so it's hard for them to show up. I hope y'all can see them good. They're sweet little things. Two of them look like they're the same breed, and then the other one's a different breed of dog, but I don't know what they're called. Yeah, they're just as cute as they can be. Well, in the summertime, the dog didn't mind at all getting hooked to the end of the trailer hitch and being washed because that cool water felt good to him. Karen, I put my email address at the top of the live chat. Send me an email and tell me that you want my mailing address, and I'll return it with my mailing address. Yorkies, okay. And what is the other one? Two of them are Yorkies, and I don't know what the other one is. You're also blessed with children. I have a Schnauzer. So you have two Yorkies and a Schnauzer? Well, they're just as cute as they can be. But my dog, my German Shepherd, was 110 pounds. I only weighed 100 pounds back then. So my dog outweighed me. And she loved getting in the car. Anytime we went anywhere that she could, the minute the car door was open, she was in the car. She took up the whole back seat. I have twin Yorkies. I can't see the rest because it's behind the heart. You have twin Yorkies, a 2-year-old lab, and a Pom. My dog's 80 pounds. Well, it was in the colder months, I believe it was, that we took her in to have her groomed. But when it was warm enough, I just bathed her right outside with the garden hose, and she didn't mind it a bit. Probably felt real good in the heat. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, I'm smelling my chicken, y'all. Let's see, I put it on half hour. So at 5:30, it'll be on there for what, 2 hours? So it was like 2:30, 3:30. No, it'll be on there 4 hours. Let me check on it. I don't want it to, overcook. I went ahead and turned it off because I don't want it to cook to pieces so it just falls apart and I can't get it out of the pot. Take a nap when you get done with live. No, I got to finish my video with my barbecue chicken when I get done here. We've been on for going on 2.5 hours. Pomeranian. My aunt used to have Pomeranians and Pekingese, I think it was. She raised them and sold them. And she, of course, had 1 or 2 of her own that she kept that were her pets. She had one. You'd go to her house to see her. You couldn't go near my aunt. That dog would go crazy barking and sound like he was going to tear you up. He'd get up in her lap and bark at you if you can come close. I mean, he was like that all the time. And it tickles me, these little bitty dogs, they act so ferocious. Yeah, I stay busy, Wilson. I've got this video to finish. That means I got to get my chicken done out of the pot. I've got to get some other stuff done that's going with it in the video. And it's going to take me a while to get all that done. Okay, I can see y'all are getting a little bit tired of chat, I guess. You got things to do, and I know it's Sunday afternoon. Probably got meals to cook or things to do Sunday afternoon, so I'm not going to keep holding you in chat. But I appreciate each and every one of you that come in. I love the chit chat we have all the time. Oh, April's making spaghetti. Good deal. I love spaghetti. But y'all have a good night. Have a good day tomorrow. And I'll see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye now.